Hello friends, this is Casey with Casey's Keto Life on YouTube channel. Please a can of artichoke hearts, a 14.5-ounce can, and we're going to need just a 6-ounce can of crab meat, and that is optional. This is a crab dip, but of course you don't have to put the crab in it if you have allergies. So we're also going to need 2 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese, softened for about an hour or two. Don't soften them all day, they'll get a little weird and funky, but about an hour or two is sufficient. And half a lemon sliced. We are going to juice the lemon. Juicing lemons just really ups your game when you're cooking. So I do have this juicer linked below on Amazon. Also, I do like my cheese, which is going to be 1 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. I like my cheese to be hand grated. There's less chemicals, less processing. This is keto whole foods. And so I do recommend an old-fashioned metal grater. This is something I've had for my whole entire life. It's very, very old, but I found something pretty comparable to this metal grater on Amazon. You're also going to need real mayonnaise, any sort of real mayonnaise, full fat mayonnaise. Do not use the low fat mayonnaise. On the keto diet, we do not count calories. I don't even count carbs. I just know how many carbs I should be eating that day. Worcestershire sauce is just a little bit old fashioned, but it's an amazing taste and it's really going to add a lot to this recipe. There's a link below to order some on Amazon. Red pepper flakes crushed. That's if you like spicy at all. So this is going to be optional. I'm going to use 1/4 of a teaspoon, just a little itty bitty bit, but you may use more if you like things spicy. It's made with 5 ingredients. It's a teeny bit more, but don't get the generic and make sure you get the full fat. You're going to need 4 slices of Gouda. I do think Gouda has a nice smoky taste. You could also use Swiss, as you can see, but I'm gonna chop them a little bit more to show you the right chopping techniques. So I ordered this knife from Amazon, of course. I've already sharpened it. This is an amazing little sharpener called Chef's Choice. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So now I'm gonna just mix everything up in a bowl. I love these KitchenAid red bowls from Amazon. I just ordered these because I'm doing so much cooking lately. They stack nicely and they fit into my kitchen, and I love the red. So they're just really nice, and then you can also pour. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put everything into the bowl that I've already measured out. And again, the full recipe is on my food blog. Now, why am I making this dip? Well, we all know we get invited. I'm going to a pool party in a few minutes, and we get invited to parties, and I sometimes worry, like, I'm gonna get to this party and, you know, everyone's gonna bring coleslaw, potato salad, chips, and such things that I really cannot eat. So I always bring something I can eat. And, you know, typically there's a hamburger or hot dog, which is going to be fine. So, you know, it's 2 tablespoons of cream cheese and a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. So I always bring something I know I can eat for sure. And I'm going to make some pita chips for friends that are doing keto. Or even if you want to have 3 or 4 pita chips, the world's not going to end. I personally am really trying to watch my carbs this week, but if you want to eat a few, that is okay, or like a box of Triscuits. I myself am just going to use fresh cut vegetables and put the crab dip on it, or it's so yummy, I would just eat it with a spoon. At home, I put it on keto bread, but I did not make keto bread today. So there's the crab meat. I'm going to put that in there. And then the lemons, I cut 1 lemon in half. And I'm going to use my squeezer. You have to make sure that it fits in there. Just squeeze as hard as you can. And put the other lemon in there. Squeeze as hard as you can. Done with that. And I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. 1 tablespoon. do about an eighth, I'm sorry, a fourth of a teaspoon, really more like an eighth. Let's just make it a little spicy. Okay, so I have 1 cup of the grated parmesan. Put that in there also. Alright, if by some odd reason your cream cheese just felt like it was just clumping together and wasn't quite softened enough, you can always microwave. Just don't microwave for over a minute. So you can always put this in the microwave and get it a little bit more microwaved. So, just mixing that up into the bowl. So, I have a little green casserole dish. There's a link below for one similar to it on Amazon. And all I'm going to do is just, and this is a 9-inch pie dish, just so you know about how big. So just see, crab dip look. I do everything at 400 degrees, just makes my life easier. So 400 degrees for 20 minutes, that's what I tend to do about for everything. And then the last 5 minutes, I'm gonna top it with that Gouda or Swiss. I would not use provolone or cheddar. I just think Gouda or Swiss is gonna give you that nice little smoky taste that you need. Havarti would also be another option. You have that handy. You can also use shredded, not a problem. So in the oven, and then we will meet back and I'll show you the finished product. So I made this delicious crab artichoke dip, and I'm going to show it to you, and it's going to definitely make you the star of the party because this dip is just so yum. So it's been browning, it's topped with Gouda cheese, it literally has no carbs, and remember, on the keto diet we don't count calories, so this is just so yummy and everyone's going to love it. So I went ahead and cut some fresh veggies. If you just felt like you're gonna put this on vegetables, you could just eat it with a spoon if you're being really strict. But also, for our non-keto friends, I am going to show you how to do some pita chips in the oven. There is a link below to order a nice shallow oven pan on Amazon and parchment paper. I like pieces of paper that are already the right size. You're gonna need olive oil. I do like this vegetable from Girl Makes. It's a larger size, it's 23 ounces, but it lasts forever and I use it on all my grilled vegetables. Again, there's a link on Amazon, and some garlic powder. So I'm gonna do is, these were so inexpensive, so much less money than if you just bought pita chips. I have 6 full pitas. I keep them in the freezer in half. And then we're gonna cut the halves in 4ths. So we're now into 4ths, and then we're gonna do 8ths. I teach fractions in 4th grade, so then we're just gonna pita chips and lay them on the parchment paper on the shallow, make sure it's shallow, oven tray. Get this little guys on there. Again, these are 4ths. We want to do 8ths. I do not even think I'm gonna need these other friends. I'm gonna put it back in the bag and freeze them so that if someone comes over that I know is just not trying to do anything keto, I can always throw these little pita chips on the side. Okay. Make sure they do not overlap. So they should look like that. Then they decide. I'm just going to take a pastry brush, olive oil, there's a link below. Actually, Amazon has the best prices on the olive oil. And olive oil, we use a lot of in the keto diet. I feel like I'm forever running out of olive oil. So it's just, for me, really easy peasy, convenient to order it on Amazon so that I have it when I need it. So be generous. Again, do we count calories? No, we don't count calories. And if you had a few of these, just because it's your cheat night, and just gob them with the dip. Just put as much dip as you possibly can think about on the pita chip, instead of how in the past we would have eaten mostly carbs and been very, just little teeny bit of dip. So kind of do the opposite, this opposite world, and you'll be just fine. Okay, so anyhow, these are well covered with olive oil, and I'm going to take a teeny bit of garlic powder. I'm not gonna even, so I'm going to use the sprinkle side. I'm not gonna measure. I love the vegetable Grill Mates. It's just such a wonderful, handy little spice to have on hand. It's gonna give them a nice little taste. And I love the size that these are really large, so you would always have plenty, and it's a very reasonable price. Alrighty, I am going to put these in the oven for 5 minutes at 400 degrees, and then I'm going to take a pair of tongs and flip them after the 5 minutes. The only thing I found with these little guys is they can burn relatively easily if you don't set the timer. So just make sure you set the timer and you'll be good. Hey friends, so I pulled these out of the oven about 5 minutes, turn them over for maybe 2, just kind of keep an eye on them because they can get kind of burnt very quickly. 400 degree oven. So you have these really yummy little pita chips. I'm gonna let them cool and put them in a storage bag. That was about half of them. It made a whole plate full. And so that would cost like less than $1. I always like to be frugal. Have the yummy delish. Cooling off now.